Hey everyone, today I'm going to do an everyday smoky eye tutorial, and this is the look that I'm going to be doing. I'm using the Naked palette by Urban Decay. You do not have to use the Naked palette. It's more about the technique than it is my colors or my brushes, so keep that in mind. And if you want to know how to get this look, keep watching. The first thing I'm going to do is put on some eyelid primer, and this is Urban Decay's Primer Potion, and it actually came with the Naked palette. So just put that on my eyelid, and then I'm going to drag it underneath my bottom lashes. Anywhere that you would have shadow is where you would need to have this primer. And I'm going to be looking into my mirror right here, so that's what I'm doing. So just kind of rub that all over. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to fill in my brows just so I don't forget to do them, because sometimes I do forget to do them, and I'm using my Milani Natural Taupe Eyebrow Pencil. Just little strokes, that's really all you need to do. It emulates little hairs when you do little strokes. This is a pretty good color for me. Blondes I think are supposed to go 2 shades darker in your eyebrows, and then I think any other hair color you're supposed to go a shade lighter than your natural, or than not your natural, but your hair color. So I'm just going to take a spoolie and brush that in. It just kind of works it all in there together. Okay, so next I'm going to get my Naked palette, and you can tell I've used mine a lot. And the colors that we're going to be using today, there's 4 colors. You've got Virgin, Sin, Naked, and then over here is Buck. So you can tell the Sin and the Naked, those are going to be our main colors, and that is, you can see that this is definitely an everyday look for me because I use them a lot. The first thing I'm going to do is take just an angled brush and get some of the Virgin, which is the lightest color, and go ahead and do my brow highlight. So I'm going right up under my eyebrow on the brow bone. Just go ahead and doing that, and then I'm going to also stamp some color in my inner corner. And that's just going to wake you up a little bit. Right now I have a little bit of a cold, so that will definitely help, but you don't have to do that. Okay, so then next I'm going to take just this flat brush that came with the palette, and I'm going to go into Sin. And Sin is the second color over. It's kind of a champagne-y rosy color. It's very pretty, very creamy, but it is a frost. So since it's a frost, I'm going to go in just patting it on my lid to start off with. And I'm taking it, starting kind of in the inner corner, and taking it to the middle of my lid. I'm not taking it the whole length of my lid. Just stopping in the middle, and I'm patting it because it's a frost. If I were dragging it, I'd probably have a lot of fallout, and then I'd have glitter face, and I really don't want glitter face. So just patting that on. You can build it up as much as you want. I like a good substantial base there, so you can see it's just until the halfway point. Then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a blending brush, and this is what I use pretty much all the time. This is a Sigma E25 blending brush, and I'm going to go into Naked, see that, and just kind of get it all over my brush. Always tap off the excess. Then I'm going to start right here in the outer corner, and I'm going to kind of just dab it. Again, I don't want excess to fall off. It is a matte color, but it can still have excess to fall off. So I'm just going to dab a little bit, and we'll start brushing in a second. Dab, and I'm taking it on the lid, and I'm meeting that line where I did the first color. And I'm going to cross over it just a little bit so there's not a harsh line and it blends. Dabbing it, and then you can start just kind of going back and forth. Now this color we're going to actually take into the crease, and this is going to be our main lid and crease color. And your crease, you can find it right here where your brow bone meets your eye socket, really. And you're going to start doing like windshield wiper motions like that, and just going back and forth. I'm taking it to right about there, just going back and forth on that. And you can make this, you can build it as much as you want. I'm not going to build this a whole lot because it's just an everyday simple eye. Alright, so there you go. And now you could stop there if you wanted just a real, you know, there's not a ton of definition, but there is some definition. But I'm going to take it one step further, and I'm going to go to the color Buck, which is the 5th color over. And Naked and Buck are the only 2 matte shades in this palette. And they're probably, the Sin, the Naked, and the Buck are my favorites. So I'm going to tap that off. And then I'm going to put that again in the outer corner. And I'm going to just start working it a little bit. Okay, and this is going to be like our crease color. So it's going to be a darker. And I'm going to take it right up onto that brow bone, where the brow bone and the crease, kind of right up in there. I'm not going to do that all the way in like I did the Naked. I'm going to stick right here. And then I'm going to bring it down onto the lid. So it's kind of like you're making a V, but it won't look like a V. It's more for your brush technique than anything. So just kind of bringing that down like that. And you can also, you can build that as much as you'd like. I didn't put a ton of color. It is a darker color. And that's pretty much what you're going to do. Then you're going to take a blending brush, another blending brush. I like to use 2 for this look, possibly 3. And this is the same brush. It's an E25 from Sigma. This one's a little bit fluffier. I'm not sure why, but it is. And so I just go on the outside and I just start blending. And it might take you a second, but it will eventually just kind of blend out. These are very good quality shades in the Naked palette by Urban Decay. I use this palette all the time. It is my go-to. Okay, so you're just working it out. Until you're pleased with it. And I think that pretty much looks like my other eye. If you do find that there's a line in between the 2 where they didn't blend, you can take this and kind of just shade them over. But I think we look pretty good here. Alright. I'm looking in my big mirror, so make sure everything looks, yeah, so I think it looks, the colors look very, you know, similar to that. So also, if you wanted to use a 3rd blending brush, this is just another one. If you needed to clean up anything, you could definitely do that, but I don't think I really need that. Now, if you wanted to take this look a step further and maybe make it a nighttime look, you could go in and use a darker brown and take, and this, my brush is dirty, but this is a E30. It's a pencil brush by Sigma, and you could take it and you could definitely make a more precise V and then blend it, and you would have another layer, another, you know, more definition and a darker, more nighttime look. But since this is just a simple everyday look, I don't want to take it darker. Alright, so the next thing we're going to do, we're ready to do our liquid liner, and I just have an angled brush here. Mine's actually from the craft store. I prefer a craft store liner brush, which is not a liner brush, it's a paint brush, but I prefer that to a smaller, say like this one from e.l.f. They're really like the same price, $2–3, but I prefer the one from the craft store, so that's the one I'm going to be using today. And just get your product in there. I'm using Essence gel liner in the color London Baby. You probably can't see that, but it's not a matte brown, but it's just a really creamy, it's not a frost, it's just a really nice soft color. I don't usually like black because it is a harsher color, and especially for this look, just wanted something a little softer. And this takes practice, so just, you know, give it time. I don't like to wing mine out a whole lot. I just do a small little wing. I usually start in the middle. I don't know why. I just find that that works for me. Okay. You want to make sure your wings match as good as possible. Alright, so after that, a little bit of fallout right there. Ah! Okay, so after that, I'm just going to take a pencil liner, and this is in Essence Long Lasting. The color is Hot Chocolate. And I'm going to take that and I'm going to start down here. And you want to connect in your outer corner, so you don't want, when you open up your eyes, there'd be a big white gap. So you do want to take this pencil liner and connect them. And I'm doing real close as I can to the lash line, but nothing like, this is by no means precise. It's just kind of a messy line. I'm doing it right on the lash line, not the water line. I'm taking it almost completely in. I'm taking it almost completely in. It's just not a precise line by any means. And then I'm going to take a Q-tip. I use Q-tips every day when I'm doing my makeup. So just a normal Q-tip. And I'm just going to blend it out. Takes that line, makes it not such a harsh line, and smokes it out a little. And then you could also use a Q-tip for this next step, but I have a short shader brush from Sigma, and it's an E20. And I really like it for this. I'm going back into the Buck, which is that crease color we used, and just getting a little bit on the tip. And then I'm going to take that, just kind of run it along that liner on the bottom. This is not only going to help your liner last and set it, but it just kind of smokes it out a little bit, making it not such a harsh line. You want the you know, precise line on top with your gel liner for this look, but for the bottom I just like it to be a little bit smokier. Okay, and then next thing I'm going to curl my lashes. We're almost finished. You do not have to curl your lashes. It helps mine, but it's not a necessary step. Okay, and then I'm going to use the L'Oreal Double Extend. It has the primer and the waterproof black on it. I talked about it in a haul, and I'm really liking it. I'm really liking the primer. So I'm going to just prime my lashes. With the primer, you won't necessarily see it on every lash, but that's okay. It's there. I don't prime my bottom lashes. I just don't find it necessary, but whatever you want to do. Okay, so while that kind of sets, I'm going to go to my bottom lashes and apply color down there. And then I'm going to go to my top. Okay, so that's the finished look, and I hope you like it. It's definitely an everyday look of mine. And if you have any questions, please leave it in the comments below, and thank you for watching. Bye.